I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, or maybe even read the book. It's a really, really good movie. In the movie, that's based on the true life story of a homeless man who becomes one of the wealthiest people in the United States. His name is Chris Gardner, and he's played by Will Smith. It's in 2006, so it's before the slap, but it's played by Will Smith. And the beginning scene starts with Chris Gardner saying these words. He says, "It was right then that I started thinking about Thomas Jefferson and the Declaration of Independence and the part about the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." And then he says this, "And I remember thinking, how did he know to put the pursuit part in there? That maybe happiness is something that we can only pursue, and maybe we can actually never have it, no matter how or no matter what." And then he says, how did he know that? Later in his life, after his long journey from rags to riches and experiencing all the money and everything, he realizes this moment. He says this, "The balance in your life is more important than the balance in your checking account." The balance in your life is more important than the balance in your checking account. Wow. I think so many of us are sort of inundated with the American dream, chasing that American dream. And many of us don't realize how much we forfeit throughout the way. Of course, these words are only words that have echoed from ancient times. King Solomon put it this way in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. He says, "Those who love money will never have enough." How meaningless to think that wealth brings true happiness. Now, mind you, this is a very wealthy guy saying this, so most of us might be thinking, well, that's easy for you to say, right? But notice he's not saying it's bad to have wealth. He's just saying, look, here's what I've learned by having wealth. It's never going to be enough, and it's never going to make me happy. And yet, as I talk with people, as I meet with people, as I connect with people, I find people, and maybe it's just this country, I don't know. But I find people that are just so convinced that if they just had a little more money, they'd be happy. I think about that myself sometimes. And then once in a while, God reminds me that King Nebuchadnezzar would have loved to have the chariot that I drive. You know, it's a matter of perspective, isn't it? Every day we are bombarded by messages that try to tell us that more is better. But is it really? One wealthy blogger, it's the $7 Million Club, writes these words. She says, "I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I live a life of dreams compared to the people that I know. I have no real money problems. I've spent years traveling the world. I'm about to take a month-long vacation on a tropical island, just for the blank of it. I'm still relatively young, I'm cute enough and naturally slender. I could get most any guy in town, and I'm applying to Ivy League schools and stand a good chance of getting in. I do meaningful work that I love, and amazingly, I only really work 12 hours a week. So I have all the time in the world to relax, spend time with friends, pursue hobbies, travel, whatever I want, and I have been blankety miserable lately. I'm realizing more and more that my appetite for indulgence is rarely satiated. No yacht is so super, nor any wine so expensive that it can soothe the soul." Isn't that interesting? And I hear this sentiment over and over again from people who are very wealthy. I get to spend some time. I do some coaching. I'll be careful because this person may actually watch this someday. But I do some coaching with some young people that have been raised in a very wealthy family, doing really, really well. And they're struggling, trying to find, their place in life, a job that would be fulfilling. They've gone from great jobs to great jobs, but they just never have been happy. Their father gives them $30,000 a year. And they are just as unhappy as you can imagine. And it's not because they don't have enough. It's because they want more. And it's because they need Jesus. Do you believe that? Do you believe that Jesus can help us, fulfill us, satiate us, so that we don't have this intense desire for more?